Friday Friday the Horror Franchise, back at it with another video. I am late to the party on this one. I didn't really realize anything about it up until yesterday, and I decided to do it now. Obviously from the title, there are talks of a potential remake or reboot of the Blair Witch Project. Now, if you are familiar with my channel or my ranking videos, specifically when it comes to ranking all of my favorite horror films, the Blair Witch Project is my second favorite horror movie of all time. This is a movie that I grew up with. It is a movie that is the only horror movie that scared the living shit out of me growing up. And I even thought it was real when I was little. I was only like 7 years old when I was introduced to it. This is my second horror movie I was introduced to. Halloween H2O was the first, then there's the original Halloween, then the Blair Witch Project, and then Friday the 13th, the final chapter was introduced to me. Those were the first horror movies that it was introduced into my life as a kid. 6 years old, 7 years old. Don't know how old I was. Maybe I was 7 or 8 years old when Jason was introduced to me. So, yeah. But anyways, let's get right into the news here that we have found on the X, Twitter X. Bloody disgusting. The original Blair Witch Project team has come on board the new Lionsgate and Blumhouse remake, at THR reports. Original stars Joshua Leonard and Michael C. Williams will executive produce, as will filmmakers Eduardo Sanchez, Daniel Merrick, and Greg Hale. Dylan Clark is directing. I don't know who Dylan Clark is. But we're going to get more into that here in a minute because I got a website up here. And the next thing I definitely noticed yesterday, watching Slash and Cast when they were pretty much covering this, Michael C. Williams decided to tweet about it. Nothing but gratitude. Oh yeah, it's not a remake. You just wait. The Witch is back. What a bitch. Anyways, yes. Exciting stuff, isn't it? I think it's exciting. But let's go a little bit more in depth here and read here. I don't have it up on the screen here, so I'm just listen to me read it here. Blair Witch Project reboot. Original stars, director joins team. Lionsgate's forthcoming reimagining of the Blair Witch Project is conjuring up two previous creative voices. Dylan Clark is set to helm a new take on the horror property from a script by Chris Devlin that the director is rewriting. Additionally, The Hollywood Reporter has learned that Joshua Leonard and Michael C. Williams, who starred in the original 1999 found footage hit, are set to serve as executive producers, as are the first movie's directing team of Eduardo Sanchez, Daniel Merrick, and Greg Hill. I thought I had the right thing up here, but apparently I didn't, because I suck. I don't know. What else can I say? Obviously, Blumhouse is involved. So, hey, I'm all for it. Here's how I look at it, though. I see it being a legacy sequel because there's been a whole trend of that for the past nearly 10 years now. Specifically starting with Michael Myers with Halloween 2018. Maybe something else before that, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm looking forward to this. Do I think it's going to have potential to be as good or better than the original? Hell to the no. Hell no. By today's standards, with the way the digital era is, no. It's going to be a hell of a uphill battle to try to catch lightning in the bottle again. I don't even think they're going to do that. You can't catch lightning in a bottle again after the massive success the original movie was. Halloween was the highest grossing independent horror flick up until the Blair Witch Project came around and dominated the box office. Because the way they marketed this movie, they made it out like it was legit and real. And I thought that was very interesting. So, but then they came out of the woods after the movie release and said, nah, I got you, bitch. But anyways, no, I thought it was cool. The thing I love about the original movie is just how grounded in reality and how they improvised along the way. Of course, they had set directing points of view, points to get to, but just how they improvised and all of that, they just came up with things on the fly. They had a clear direction. It's just a lot of improv going into it. And that's what I love about this movie. It felt real. It felt like you actually witnessed the potential demise and disappearance of these people. And the psychological terror that they go through with each passing day and night through the course of this movie. And that's what I love about it. I know there's a lot of people that don't like this movie. I know everybody in my family doesn't like. I'm the only one in my family that loves this movie. So, I understand. It's not your taste. It's not your type of movie. But it's my type of movie. It's the only found footage movie I absolutely love. Paranormal Activity's alright. The second one's alright too. Never seen the rest of them. Cloverfield, I like Cloverfield. I thought it was pretty cool. Not the best movie in the world, but for a found footage movie like that, I liked. I've actually seen some Bigfoot ones on Tubi several months ago, and I was on a kick for that for a while. There was even a movie that was called Exists. The same people that made Blair Witch made that movie, and I actually liked it. I thought it was cool. So, and there was a movie called Alien Abduction as well. That one was okay. So, found footage with aliens coming in and abducting people and shit. So, hey, whatever. There's some found footage movies that I kind of like. Some of them not so much. But they never touched the Blair Witch Project. I've only seen pieces of Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, and I don't remember much of it at all. And plus, I heard it was dog shit. So, plus, it has nothing to do with this movie, the original. And, yeah, there's that. Now, the reboot back 10 years, literally, oh my god, it's been 10 years. 10 years since Blair Witch 2016 came out. Holy crap, man, time flies. I liked that one, but I feel like, obviously, it was too Hollywoody. It was too, what's the word I'm looking for? You can tell it was not realistic like the original. It was too saturated and colorful and not gritty. It was the opposite of the original, in other sense of the word. I still enjoyed the movie for what it was. Showing the witch, I was not a big fan of. I think it was better having the witch not shown, but the presence is felt through the movie, like the original. It's like that scene in the original movie, the tent scene, where you hear those children playing and the baby crying and all that shit. Oh my god. Can you imagine a little boy watching that and being like that the whole time? Like that, it's not the shit that you see, it's the shit that you hear that really fucks with your head, man. There was one night, off topic, but it's the same kind of topic I'm talking about. There was one night, we get coyotes out here, okay? And I woke up in the middle of the night hearing fucking weird noises, and it took me a minute to process it was coyotes howling. They had to have been like 50 yards away from my house or something, but I was like, what the hell? I'm a light sleeper, and I woke up like, whoa. Oh, it's just coyotes going by sleep. It's moments like that. But it's the shit when you hear that, it just messes with your head. It's just, yeah. No. Seriously, though. I'm interested to see what they do with this movie. I know it's not gonna be as good as the original. Nothing's ever good than the originals these days, so I know that. But will I enjoy it? Sure, I'll enjoy it. Hell, Halloween 2018. I enjoy that movie for what it is. Even though it's got its flaws, it's definitely one of my favorite sequels. Not the best sequel, but it's definitely amongst the better ones, and I appreciate the movie for what it is. So, there's that. Now, when it comes to Blair Witch, who the hell knows? The original is always going to be a crown jewel to me. It's the only horror movie that scared the shit out of me. It doesn't scare me that much nowadays. A few years ago, I'd say yeah. But I've adjusted to this movie so much. Watch it in the dark, man. Just watch it in the dark. Oh, yeah. That's creepy. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.